Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Star Wars The Old Republic Jedi Knight Edition. And we are in Shadow of Revan, and this is going to be Forged Alliances Part 2. Now we have arrived on Manaan, because we are about to speak to none other than Theron Shan. And I am, of course, joined by Victoria.
Hey guys!
And we are now gonna head in and speak with Theron.
Hey, I just called T3 to have him find you, and he said you were already on the way. That's some impressive timing.
What are you doing here, Theron?
Digging, just like I said I would. Let me show you what I've got so far. Colonel Derek commanded our strike on Korriban, supposedly to gather valuable intelligence data, none of which has been turned over to the SIS. This is the Sith you spoke to on Tython, Darth Arkus, member of the Dark Council, organizer of the attack on the Jedi Temple.
You found a connection between them?
Yes. They've both been paying visits to the same genetics lab in an underwater facility here on Manaan. They're headed down there again as we speak.
How quickly can you arrange transportation? We can catch up to them and find out the truth before any more lives are lost.
No, hold up. There's more. With Derek and Arkus working together, the timing of the attacks makes perfect sense. They weren't really attacks at all, they were robberies.
Robberies? What do you mean?
The Imps hauled something out of the Jedi Temple just before you got there. A few security hollows were still working, so I got a shot of it. Derek's top guy, Commander Jensen, grabbed something similar on Korriban. I ran the images through some databases. They were pieces of ancient Rakata technology.
Any technology that the Sith would keep under lock and key must be bad.
Agreed. I'm pretty sure Derek and Arkus have brought their Rakata tech to the lab. You're gonna have to go in and figure out exactly what they're doing with it. There. I've arranged transport to get you in, but security will probably come after you with more than smiles. Don't let them slow you down. While you're searching the lab for Arkus and Derek, I'm gonna meet with one last contact. I think she might have some interesting intel for us.
She?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Good luck down there.
Oh, well, I think we might. I think I seem to know who that is, and I'm getting lost because apparently, yes, Lana always meets over here, and Theron apparently likes the corner over there where all the interesting equipment is and the useful things, because Theron is a lot more efficient apparently. But yes, we are now going to be heading on over to the Flashpoint.
Theron here. I'm patched into the lab's tracking systems. Looks like Arkus and Derek are still inside. There's a security checkpoint ahead that can grant you access to the rest of the facility. Transmitting coordinates now. Interesting. I'm seeing records of a prisoner here, someone named Jakaro. I bet he could share some interesting stories with us. Looks like my contact's here. The chief of security is just ahead of you. Watch your step.
Okay, so after having fought through a number of fish people and being actually briefed very well by Theron, I have to say that he seems a lot better than someone else that I have in mind. He seems to have a lot more, shall we say, I don't even know, a lot more swagger, a lot more gravitas, should we say? Maybe. But now we have Champion Fish Person, Sairisi, and of course we have the riot suppression droids. We know how to fight this guy. We're just going to switch around, switch targets every so often, and hopefully he'll go down relatively quickly. So let's head on in and see what's going to go down here. We need to be very careful of not getting hit by those, although I'm actually unsure how powerful those things actually are. Probably not very powerful at all, but you never know. You don't really want to get hit by free damage for the opponent, do we? No, not particularly, so I guess we'll just focus on these droids, try and take them down as fast as possible. I feel like this is quite a lazy fight to actually develop, because it's just drawing things out, isn't it? It's literally just drawing things out, that's all it's doing. And the boss really doesn't have any redeeming features. I mean, yes, the droids have some very cool sort of, shall we say, line nukes that they can actually use, but it's not really providing anything but level 58, apparently. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, it's not really providing any sort of stimulus. It's just beating on whichever one you can actually beat on. So, well, I guess later on we're going to have a couple more fights that are a little bit more involved.
Greetings! My master compliments your impressive skill and would like to share his appreciation for this noble rescue.
This is hardly the time for embellished translations. I'm sure your master would agree.
Oh dear. Please let us out of here. We beg you!
Your droid seems to be missing a few pieces.
Those modifications occurred before our imprisonment here. My esteemed master Jakaro is a specialist in discreet cargo delivery. I am his translator, C2D4, former servant of Revan's Queen Lana of... Yes, well. Jakaro was contracted by a Selkath geneticist, Garima, to deliver certain medical equipment, perfectly legal, to this facility. But once the delivery was made, payment was never rendered. Instead, we were imprisoned and interrogated by two very unpleasant individuals.
Colonel Derek and Darth Arcus?
We were never introduced. Very rude, to be perfectly honest. After the interrogation, they told Garima to use us as fodder for some kind of experiments.
What kind of genetic experiments would call for a Wookiee and a droid?
Thanks to your timely intervention, I hope we'll never have to find out.
Your story checks out. Just did a little digging on these two. Charges against them both for smuggling, disorderly conduct, assault.
Even the droid?
Yeah, why do you ask?
Never mind.
Whatever they may have done, my contact has a good feeling about them. Thinks they might come in handy. Let's see if she's right.
All right, we're in this together. Ready?
Thank you!
Oh, well, not a problem, C2D4. It's nice to have you on board, and apparently I have some weird things going on with my combat support droid. It always seems to disappear in the most critical of situations. I'm not entirely sure where it's going, but hopefully not to some shady corner of the galaxy to participate in its own bounty hunting missions. I have no idea what that could be. Oh no. It's definitely not an HK unit. An HK unit would probably serve you very well, in actual fact. Okay, well, I guess what is left to be done other than find Darok, Arcus, or Garima?
I'm registering some tech near you that reads like it's from the Rakata. See if you can't open up the network for me. I'll slice in and take a look.
Alright, so we have reached the next boss. Now this guy I think has a little bit more involved tactics than the previous one, but he is still a fish person. Otherwise known as a Selkath, of course. I must not be too disrespectful because, well, they are quite a wonderful people, question mark? Well, they do have... Wait a minute. Isn't this where Kolto comes from? I think this is where Kolto comes from, actually. This is the main source, isn't it? Maybe I've got that wrong, but I think Manaan is the main source of Kolto, and that's exactly the reason why the player character in the original game, in Knights of the Old Republic, actually comes to Manaan to check on the shortage? Is that correct? Wait a minute. Oh, I may be going a little bit too far here. Who knows, but... Yes, I seem to remember something like that, but maybe I've got my facts completely incorrect. Well, we will never know, I suppose. Not right now, at least.
I met in person, but your associate asked me to contact you while he's busy with his scanning equipment. Apparently, he's picking up powerful energy readings from Garima's laboratory. Readings consistent with Rakata technology. Theron and I agree that this is a dangerous sign. Whatever is going on in that lab, please do your best to stop it.
There's our favorite Sith? Not particularly a Sith, in my opinion.
Are you Garima?
Az igazgató voltak kapi. Tane es hazigazdak.
You need to stop what you're doing and answer my questions.
Az uge freda legjob az uregviko had mert akisok.
I want to know what Derek and Arcus are planning. What are you doing here?
Volte sak fek ut azo negre. Akon ivolomar. Meg bis hato sadmeg. Seze meles nehes volt felis merni. Ogene kunk. Toleras ege mas fonal es. Mege iteletet. Atenger feilenes as edges. Folio semisem. Ugeneset key.
What are you waiting for? Do it! Before he has a chance to betray us again!
You don't have to be like him, Jakaro. You can be better.
Well, that explains the dead guards.
I knew I sensed someone familiar.
I told you to let it go. You did your part. None of this concerns you.
A Jedi isn't so easily distracted from the truth, Derek.
You don't even know what you're interfering with.
Garima, thank you for forwarding the research data along. Our infinite army will serve us well. You can keep the prototypes.
We're working for the good of the entire galaxy. The Republic, the Empire, everyone. We can't let you interfere.
Feel free to die before the facility reaches crush depth. It will probably be more comfortable that way.
Hello again. I'm afraid that all of the emergency pods have been ejected, and all hatches leading back to the facility entrance are sealed. Fortunately, I procured a small watercraft for just this eventuality. The autopilot should have it docked to the hatch near your location shortly. Please hurry.
Feel my force.
Oh, okay. So, yes. Did you notice that? Or did you notice that Colonel Derek was basically talking to himself? I have no idea. What was he doing in the pilot there, in the pilot station? Was he just talking to someone? I don't think Arcus was really listening. Do you? Oh, no, well, I have no idea, but yes, now, of course, we are going to be helped by none other than our mysterious Sith friend who is telling us that a champion is following us.
Your time is short. Be merciless.
Ah yes, Lana Benico, how wonderful you are. Okay, so we are gonna try and take this out, but it is, what is it, Specimen 71? Oh, okay, well, let's see if we can take it out. Obviously, maybe, if I'm able to take aggro, it might be one of those times which I'm actually able to, because I am playing as a tank this time, and maybe I'll be able to generate enough threat to be able to draw Specimen 71 into the fire, because that would actually be very, very nice. It's been a while since I've actually done this fight without the combat support droids taking aggro all the time, so maybe we'll be lucky, who knows? It doesn't seem like that is the case right now, however, so it probably won't be. Oh, no, we have aggro, but I don't see any flames right now. So unfortunately, I will not be able to move it anywhere. Oh, might be coming. Oh, there we go. Unfortunately, now it is too late. And of course, because I don't usually play in a group, I don't have any taunts on. So I will not be able to use taunt to gain aggro and pull it over in that direction. We have some lab guardians here, but obviously they are going to be relatively easy to kill. So not too bad there. But yes, we have 4 minutes. It's actually remarkably quick already. It would have taken a lot longer if we had no assistance, of course. So, yes, that would have been just an absolutely atrocious fight. It would be most likely taking even, well, I don't even know, maybe even more than double the time, because of course we are a tank, And tanks don't really deal that much damage, even though they are pretty reasonable at dealing damage. It's not as much as you would expect. Oh, there's fire right next to us. Oh, I would love to be able to draw that guy in, but the combat support droid is just too beastly. Just absolutely too beastly, so we will be unable to, but he is dying at a reasonably good rate anyway, so I don't think we really need to worry too much. Yes. Come on now. Oh, we have more Lab Guardians, of course. I wish I had some sort of execute move. Come on, Kira. You must use your execute move. Let's take out the Lab Guardians. There we go. And he's about to be eliminated. Very, very close. Let's do it. We're just... There we go.
Excellent work. Now let's get you back to the surface.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. We are going to go back to the surface. Now let us escape the facility by interacting with this very convenient terminal here.
Apologies, but the remote docking procedure isn't quite finished.
You're a Sith.
But not your enemy. Not today. Now, are you interested in a ride back, or would you prefer to swim?
Sith or not, I won't turn down a helping hand.
I do appreciate a pragmatic mind. And there we are. Your transportation is ready. Safe travels.
And there it is, a fantastic end to an otherwise rather mediocre flashpoint, in my opinion. I personally do not appreciate this flashpoint that much, so yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. But I'm going to take this earpiece, thank you. There we go, that's actually rather nice. I like that. And now we will be exiting the area and heading back to Theron. And here we are, arrived back at Theron and Lana. Yes, well, let's see how this goes. This dynamic should be rather interesting to see, because we've only seen it from the Sith side, of course.
I just think it might put everyone at ease if you ditch the lightsaber.
Is that really necessary? Surely I'm not as intimidating as you imply.
You can understand our concern, I'm sure.
As I'm sure you can understand mine. I've come to help, and I can hardly do that without my weapon of choice.
Lana Beniko, dedicated Imperial citizen and fully armed Sith Lord.
But you don't need to worry about that.
Arcus manipulated her and her people, same as Derek did to us. She's already shared a lot of good intel. Based on your work in the lab, we know that Arcus and Derek are working together, manipulating both sides for some third party.
They're Revanites, members of the Order of Revan, a secretive cult that's had its claws in the Empire for many years. It seems they've pierced the Republic now as well.
They won't be so secretive once we tell everyone what they've been doing.
All of the physical evidence went down with the lab. How would we convince anyone?
We know the Revanites have highly placed moles in both the Republic and the Empire. That means we have no idea who we can really trust.
Then it's up to us to stop them.
My master, the incomparable Star Captain Jakaro.
Is more interested in action than discussion, and this is his translator, C2D4.
Former interpreter for Her Eminence, Queen Lana of Unteron.
Yeah, we got that earlier. All of it.
I saw your list of known accomplices earlier. Quite impressive. Could any of them help us find where these traitors might be hiding? Superb. Then if Theron agrees...
Go ahead and get the ship prepped. I'll cover our tracks and catch up.
Very well. It's been a pleasure meeting you. May the Force ever serve you.
You'd better travel separately. If the Revanites put a tail on us, they won't know which to follow.
I don't think these cultists realize who they're up against.
Suits me. I better get moving. Watch your back out there.
Oh, okay. Well, all that's left to be done is to speak to Theron on the Republic fleet. So I guess I'll see you there. And here we are on the fleet. Of course, I just had to use this. Oh yes, absolutely fantastic how we get to the secluded meeting spot without any effort whatsoever.
There you are. Our first few interviews with Jakaro's friends went well, believe it or not. We're going to start with some antique smugglers from the exchange. See if the Revanites have gone for any other Rakata tech.
Have you found any traces of Colonel Derek or Darth Arcus?
Not one. Apparently, the Revanites know a thing or two about staying hidden. The Order of Revan. My family has even more pull than I thought.
You're related to Revan?
You never heard that story? Basta Lashan, Revan's great Jedi love? The name made it all the way down to me, even if the Force didn't. Look, Revan was a wild card, and his crazy cult of followers is bound to be the same. Highly trained bravado aside, we're up against some long odds here. You sure you still want to be dragged into all this?
The Revanites are a danger to the entire Republic. We can't afford to ignore them.
If you keep going up against impossible enemies, it's going to turn into a habit. Alright, I'd better get back to Lana and Jakaro before they do anything. I'll get in touch as soon as we get something concrete. Stay safe.
Okay, so that was awkward, wasn't it? Okay, so we had a little bit of a person join us in that conversation there. Yes, that was awkward and uncomfortable. But I'm sure Theron enjoyed it, didn't he? Yes, he rather did. But as it is, we are now on Forged Alliances Part 3, and I will be ending this episode off here. And so I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.